think I'm going live. Going live. Go. I didn't put this light on. Do we not want this one on? This Tucker's is laying down, so how's that? Is that better or worse? No, it's stupid Bluetooth always connects to that. Confounded. Every single time. It connects to these, but it connects to that too, and then it plays through that. Ugh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Turn it down? Get on with it. So when I first put the first song out of the gate, it was kind of a very synchronistic period of time there for a moment, because I got some really cool, I guess the full moon was today. I don't know. I read so much stuff and listen to so much stuff. Time is irrelevant anyway. It's all freaking fluid and so the moon's full. And I got some really cool pictures, and I put them up on Snapnax on my Instacrap. I saw a funny meme that someone I know a lot of hairstylists in the Midwest. This one posted one in Nebraska. We play a game called Am I on the Road? And I remember that little game. I remember that game. Am I on the road? You can't. There, that's kind of. But I've driven in blizzards. I could do it again if I had to. So, you know, we've been here for a while, a couple weeks at least. Maybe 3 weeks this week. It'll be 3 weeks, maybe? No? That long? Maybe. Anyway, time is all so weird. But yesterday was the first helicopter I heard. And then today, when the music started, the first song out of the gate this evening, when I started like pilling around, doing my evening chores and stuff, it was a song by Solstice Distortion called Bad Luck. Now, I did get a picture of the moon earlier, like I said. If you go to Snapnax on Instacrap, you can see it there. And it's a rad picture, man. Coming up over the horizon. And I said, a good Cancer moon rising. So this is all the cleansing. This is all the renewal. And Mom keeps saying, I show her a picture, and she keeps saying it's like we're in a new dimension, in a different dimension. And I woke up this morning. I go outside, and it just feels good here. It feels good. Like there's so much beauty. It feels good. And like Mom and I in the evening, Mom, sunset. Look at the sunset, because it does so many things, especially when the sun hits it and the pinks and stuff. Because of the anyway, so bad luck comes on, right? And then I see a emergency vehicle, ambulance, like going by real slow. And I live in a pretty rural area. I mean, it seems, see, that's the thing, is there's a lot more rural areas than city areas, but they made this world for like the populated areas, and it's just, it doesn't make sense. It's really wacky and weird, because most of the time you live in small town, and I'll get to that story later, but it's just let me just say, the policies and procedures that are done because people have always done them that way are really fucking stupid and outdated in a lot of areas. So time for renewal. So Bad Luck was on. I see an ambulance, and he was going slow, and he had all of his lights on, but no siren. And there was another vehicle down up the little side dirt road, and he was parked there, and he was waiting for the ambulance, I guess, because it was brilliant, actually, because the person in the vehicle just high beamed the ambulance to let them know where the people were. I was like, that's really smart. See, you don't have smarts like that in big cities. No, you have 5G and GPS and all this crap that don't work no how, man. I was on the online today because I went up to the DMV, signs all over. Go here to make an appointment. I go there. I literally could not make an appointment. I'm like, maybe they're so freaking cheap that they don't have an interface set up or it's totally glitchy or whatever for Apple users because I use a Mac and iPhone. And I tried to and it was like, so I ended up making an appointment. It's not till the 26th of January, but it's just like, dude, I think all this stuff is stupid anyway, because they used to take the funds that were like made from the DNB, and stuff like that. They used to take that and then like spend it on the roads and signs and shit like that. That's not what they do anymore. Now they just get $1 billion budgets from freaking the federal government, and so it's chump change. So now it's just it's still a group of just nonsense. Because I don't think anybody should have to register a vehicle to drive it anywhere. That is so stupid. But there's a lot of really dumb stuff, a lot of dumb ideas that unimaginative people come up with because, they're trying to build a resume. But when they freaking meet their maker and they think, and their maker is like, what did you do to help people? They're like, well, I created all these rules and regulations and freaking red tape for people to jump through, and I guess I never really helped people. And they're like, well, that's kind of freaking asinine. How about you go back and you get to be, experience the life of someone that is hindered a lot, So you know what it feels like, what you did to other people. That's how karma works, see? And the spirit travels from vessel to vessel, soul sack to soul sack, trying to learn lessons. And all we're supposed to learn is just don't be a dick. Just don't be a jerk. Just don't eat your fellow man. Don't freaking do kids. They're just all these plain, simple don'ts. And there's a percentage of the population that just can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves. They want to add letters to all that LGBT, and want to justify unjustifiable behavior and stuff like that. There's a whole population of it. It's the new world out of order. So I hope everybody's okay. It turns out, as we say a little prayer, hope it turns out okay. And that's the thing, it was like all this stuff was happening with the ambulance and everything, and it was directly in line with the moon that was behind the clouds. This full moon energy is really quite potent. I was listening to the Peace Dealer a little while ago. I don't like really hanging out where there's like so many people because I'm freaking tapped in on their energy and I'm an empath, and I reckon it freaking sucks sometimes. It just kind of, especially if I read too much of the chat, it just kind of takes the freaking fun out of it. Mom's over here rocking in her chair. I think she's taking a little siesta. So got the DMV, man. But see, that's the thing is, I took a course when I worked at Creighton. You could decide if you wanted to take the go to school there if you work there. So I took a couple of courses, and one was human computer interface in grad school, in the grad school course. See, and that's the thing is, I hate typing. College was a nightmare for me, and it was I went in like 2000. I mean, they had computers. I had an old CVR freaking, I freaking got robbed the first computer I ever bought, but what do you do? It was a learning experience, and that was in the beginning of my tech career, my tech field, I've always dabbled in IT, but that was when I started going to college, and my focus really, wired in. And it's just, I think it's funny. People's faith in technology is just really amusing. I find it really amusing. And so, it was, what was I talking about? So I got my first crappy computer and I re-imaged it all the time and rebuilt it all the time. It was always in the, and I was really, because when I get into stuff, I get into stuff. I get weird kid fixed on it. Of course, I do my other stuff too. You got to keep things balanced, you know. But you know, I allow so much time for education. So when I took that HCI course, Human Computer Interface, now it's just a nightmare. Websites don't even work, man. And most people do stuff on their phone. And they have so much proprietary add-ons and bullshit and stuff like that. And connectivity is crap. And 5G isn't going to freaking help that. It's not going to make it any better. It's just like LGE and all the other 3G and all the other crap that they've tried to promote. The only difference is that freaking now they're getting into frequencies that mess with freaking people's energetic fields in their own body, and people are really figuring out. It's not that they're figuring out this is how it's always been, but other people are waking up, for lack of a better term, to these realities that this is science, that we're all electromagnetics. We're all positive, we're all negative. What are you most of the time? I can be really freaking negative. That's why I have to try so hard to be positive. Because I can be so negative. I am fucking Aries Sun, Scorpio Moon in Western and Vedic too, and Cancer Rising. I am all about full spectrum. And see, people, I thought that was cool. The Peace Dealer, Michael, said that earlier. About the love and lighters. See, yeah, I'm part love and light, but I'm part shadow too, because that's what we all are. And people that are all, just getting back to love and light, and that's going to fix the... No, motherfucker. That ain't going to do shit. That's denial. There's shadows, and that's where the shadows lurk, and, you know, they get to feed on denial a lot. People got to wake up to the reality of there's a lot of gross stuff, and we got to, that has happened in this world and does happen, that we've done as a country and a nation, and I love this country and this nation on the principles of freedom and all that stuff that it was supposed to be built on, but there's that thread in there of groups of people that have made decisions that have done terrible things and that have hurt a lot of people, and they did it in name, shroud and names and phrases like for your own safety. And see, they used us, and they told us stories that weren't true, so we fed into it. But as history unfolds and the people that were there in these events, they come back, and if they can slowly but surely get comfortable with sharing the things that they've seen, that is the true account of history, is getting words from people that are there. Like, I was there for Operation Iraqi bullshit. I saw what it did. I saw what it did to those kids, that group of kids. I'm looking for the first frickin' 500-600 that came back to Sudabate Creek and that had to hang out in that hangar for weeks because they didn't know what to do with them. They didn't have any place to put them, so they left them in a hangar for these young men to just replay what they had just done over and over and over. Because don't you know, there was no real threat. But they cleared the area. Just a couple weeks before, they were just freaking, getting laid, playing video games with their girlfriends. And they started some Operation Iraqi bullshit. Yeah. We're about due. We're about due for some more of that bullshit that they're going to try to start. Yeah, we are. It's all, dude, this stuff is predictable. It's all done in cycles. It's by the astrology. Yeah. I know a little bit about astrology. The potent energies. See, I got Cancer, and was it my first, second house, or is it Capricorn? Because it's the opposite. I think Cancer in my first and second house, and I got Cancer in it's my first house because it's rising, and I got 6 degrees in Cancer. So I'm really feeling this 8-degree full moon in Cancer. And then like 28. So it's my first and second house. And then I got freaking Chiron and Aries in my 10th house. Exalted Aries. It's just, I have all this masculine energy, and I've had all this masculine energy my whole entire life. And I think I balance that out with my feminine energy. Now, it's taken me a while. I do it with my own twist. But thing is and they're taking it to extreme. I think people are out of control with changing their bodies. People, dude, we're only on this planet for, and you know what's so funny? All these motherfuckers. So, all these motherfuckers that it's like you got to do this, and then all of a sudden, okay, you take this off, and then look how many people have gotten plastic surgery. I'm just like, oh, that's why you were so. That's why you're so eager to just take it and stuff, you know. Because all these people, they just look entirely different. And why do people gotta jack up their face? And they all go to the same doctors. And the doctors are pretty unimaginable. You know, they're just like, ego, you know. I used to watch Nip Tuck. But the doctors, they're all freaking crazy and shit, too. Fucking hopped up on their own prescription pills and stuff like that. Freaking, you know, oh my god, you know. People are getting procedures. How am I going to pay for all my ego? You know? But, it's just the phonies and the fakes. And it's like, I can't even take people seriously when I look at them. The one lady, she unfriended me. Because I was like, I haven't seen anything for so-and-so for a while. So I went, oh, she unfriended me. Okay, that's cool. Because I can't, it's like if I were to stand in front of them, and I would do this in real life, and I do it, because I'm a fool. I'm a total fool. I don't freaking, sometimes I don't filter shit. And I can't hide shit, like the look on my face, like, why would you do that to your face intentionally? Why would you intentionally pay someone to do that to your face? Like a lot of fucking money. Getting old isn't that bad. Everybody does it, but people try to stop it and slow it down and freaking stretch it out and turn it around and flip it up, and it is like you go to, it's like, you know, you start, how people get it, and it's like they start looking, they have this like little rat thing going on, these women, their little tiny little slit noses that all get the same stuff, and it's just like, was mission accomplished? Is that what you were shooting for? So that's what you wanted on purpose done, right? It's weird what people spend their resources on, man. But it's the worlds of the phonies and the fakes. But we're going back to natural and grassroots, and I'm pretty excited about freaking like bartering and stuff like that, you know? Yeah. Because I got a lot of, dude, I'll barter stuff, like, because I'm an IT professional, so you're having technical issues? Frickin', we can have a conversation someplace. I could tell you how to clean up your own machine to speed it up, or make, if you got, how, chances are, I don't know, most people probably listen to this on a phone and stuff, but if people still have computers, yeah, and if you want to start up your own, you know, business from home, I can help you with set up the network, and I'll teach you how to do it. So you only need me one time, and then people pay me what they think that whatever it's worth. It's a sweet deal, because I got my bills and my overhead are paid. I just need extra for extra stuff. You know, like I'd like to get a washer. I have a dryer. The dryer works real good, but the washer, and it sucks because I had to leave one in fucking Oregon. But anyway, and I'm always looking on Craigslist, and I'd like to do something like I'm always looking at Craigslist and around like around the couple 100 miles from where I'm at too, because I'd like to. One thing I thought of today, what I could do is I take a lot of pictures. I have over 45,000 in my iCloud, and that's just from like the last, since 2016. It's like 4 years, 5 years really. 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. I take a lot of pictures. So what I want to do is I'm not going to freaking actively go out and try and get people to use my pictures. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to share them. And if people want to use them for any kind of advertise, it's all merit and good karma, bad karma, you know. Don't freaking rip me off. Don't screw me over. Don't take my shit, make money for it, and then freaking thanks a lot. No, that's not how it works. I'm just saying I'm going to put all my pictures out there, and if people want to use them for ads, whatever, use it for whatever you want. Just PayPal $5, $10, whatever you think it's worth. You know, that's fair. right? So I got a lot of cool pictures. I got a lot of cool pictures. Mom says what is it? She says I have an eye. Something like that, Ma?
Yeah.
Is that what you say?
You have a good eye.
I got a good eye.
You can say so.
And I'm marksman too. All I mean by that is I'm ambidextrous, and when I shot, see, that's how stupid the freaking military is. I got marksman in the M16 in basic training, and they lost the paperwork, and then I found the paperwork, but then I did small arms. And so they gave me, so I guess it's under the small arms, but it's for M16. It's all fucked up. It doesn't matter. I still have I missed expert by 1. That would have been cool. But I got marksman, missed expert by 1. And I think I was the only female between like both. I think I think I was the only female there, and there's like only 2 dudes that got it, or something like that. Because I remember I was in the chow hall when the guy came in and yelled and said, "Airman Essig, I have your certificate." And like the guy would like looked at me and was like, I wasn't very congratulatory. Anyway, I get that a lot, especially the ego, man, because the egos. The freaking dudes that freaking like overcompensate and actually don't really feel like really like virile men. They don't really feel, so they overcompensate. You know who they are. If you're a dude, you know who they are, and if you're a chick, you know who they are. And the women do it too. Just people that are overcompensating, acting more in a kind of way to cover up an insecurity. It's freaking textbook, like Hogwarts Psychology 101. And and everybody knows about it except for the people that deny it. Anyway, and those are the ones that like to freaking get in my face and shit like that, and like to fucking be a dick. I had a sheriff in Nebraska, in Omaha. It was at a bar called Guitars and Cadillacs in like 2001. I was still drinking, so anyway, I didn't want to go. Because those places are never fun. Just watching people like act in a way that they aren't anyway. So I was making the best of it, and really short. I was in the Air Force, and I'd gone with my buddy who was like. He was in the Air Force too, and I don't know, he always had weird jobs. He was a different dude. Anyway, so he was off talking to a girl, like the people where I went were off talking to girls and stuff, and it was like one of those nights that I didn't feel like drinking a lot. I just didn't feel like it wasn't going down real easy. And so there was a beer girl. And I went and I got walked up because there was not a line at the beer girl, but at the bars, it was like a Saturday night. At the bars, there was all these lines, so I went and bought a beer and was standing by the beer girl. And there was still a lot of people coming in the door and stuff like that. And I'm I just watch people. That's all I people watch, you know. And I'm like, oh, he's going home. And I just kind of play out the scenarios of how I think things are going to go down with the people that are mingling around me, right? And so I was like, and so I start talking to the beer girl. Now here's my opinion. See, I'm an autonomous. I'm a monogamous being, and it's like. I'm trying to be loyal to the love of my life, even though I don't know who she is yet. You know? So I'm trying not to do things that are too stupid, so when I do meet her, I don't have to tell her about all the stupid. It's easier to stay out of a problem and get out of a problem. So I've just always looked at everybody else, all the other, as somebody else's wife. Right? Until I see the one that I'm like, oh, maybe she's mine. But that ain't happen. And if it doesn't happen, I don't even really care, because whatever. freaking other people are difficult. I'm difficult. So it's just like, and I struggle with dichotomy. Anyway, so so I was talking to the beer girl, and she was she was talking about how this is what she was doing to pay for to go to nursing. She wanted to move to California to go to nursing school. And I was like, California, I come from there. What part? So I was answering questions, telling her about different parts of the region of California based on where she wanted to go to school. I think one of them was like Santa Barbara. I've been to Santa Barbara. I know about the schools in Santa Barbara. I think Pepperdine's near there is too. Stuff like that. Anyway, so her boyfriend was the bouncer at the door. Big fucking Midwestern fucking meathead, dude. You know, probably had Husker underwear on. Fucking. And so he sees me talking to her, and he fucking goes crazy. He's like, and I'm like, and she's really embarrassed. I'm like, does he? And I'm just thinking, oh my God, this woman is gonna dump his ass because of this shit, right? It's gonna be a long night. So I can't even make this shit up. This stuff, I have story after story after story like this. He starts freaking losing his shit across the bar. Where, you know, I'm like, oh, does he think? No. It ain't like that, right? Freaking, now it's like getting close to closing time, and they freaking, I think I'm hoping there's another reason, because I was like, this is stupid. I'm just gonna go out and wait in the car because I don't want any of this. Right? None of it. So I go outside, then there's a sheriff. Then there's a big old fat, looks like the dude on the freaking Monopoly game, right? Little short fat dude. Hasn't seen his penis without the aid of a freaking mirror in probably 35 years. Just lost his manhood over a long time ago. Totally overcompensating. Corn-fed heifers. So he gets in my face. And see, that's the thing is, I hadn't been drinking a lot. But if you drink one drop, then that puts you in a different category. So you can't, they can resisting, they can do whatever they want. So you can't argue. You can't, you just got to take what they freaking dish out. So this freaking sheriff is like in my face. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to call your first shirt and tell him what you're doing. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Go, you know, okay. They had me escorted, the sheriff and the bar. The guard, it's long since closed, probably because they kept doing shit like this. They had me escorted. They escorted me out. And I had, like, mind you, I wasn't, like, wasted, but I had been drinking. They escorted me off the property, through the street, into the median. Yeah. Because I was answering questions to a girl, and their line of thinking went to that. Yeah. So, the control freak, they're fucking everywhere. And this is the world that they've been running. If they don't like you, they will do something to you. You know, and most people just fly under the radar. People like me, we shine fucking bright. We aren't intended to fly under the radar. So it's really weird when I go out in the world today, people are just scared of everything. They're so socially retarded. Everybody's OCD. Everybody's ADHD. Because everybody's been shut up and sequestered. And more people don't know how to have human connections than do. Because of these stupid fucking things. That aren't even going to work anyway. Because we control technology. So they're going to have to make technology that's compatible with us. or with people like me, or we're not going to use your shit because we can't, because it's so glitchy that people like me that are smart aren't going to bother at some point because it doesn't work anyway. And then they keep paying themselves these you people don't deserve what you're paying yourselves. You really don't. You really don't. Any CEO, any politician, any beer brat, y'all overpaid. Y'all overpaid. Y'all overpaid. And your blessings spoiled you. That's what this is all about. It's like people aren't mad and fearful. It's like, are you mad? Are you mad because I have an immune system? Are people mad about? Is that why that they want to wear a mask because they're mad because I have one? Or are they mad because they don't? Because they made the bad life choices for years and years to drink and to freaking eat crap and to not take care of themselves and to be slothful and to lazy and then do bad behaviors like cheat on your wife or cheat on your husband or cheat on your taxes or cheat on and just try and cheat in every instance that you can just to try and get something by. So all that low vibrational behavior, it brings density into your body. Yeah. But if you do things to relieve that density, even if I, you know what, if I get this and it kills me, at least I'm not dying because I'm afraid of it. Everybody is afraid. And when people are afraid, it brings their it brings all their systems defenses down. And then get who profits if people get sick because they're stressed out? Well, dentists profit because it's hard on the gums, the endocrine system. You know, it's hard on the gums, so they profit. You can get root canals, all kinds of stress. You know, try meditate. Try meditate. Meditation. If people just put their body at ease. 0.0 and just for 5-10 minutes. I got to do almost an hour today, but I went the first 20 minutes. I was down. I hadn't been down that deep in a long time, and then someone came over and I came out of it. I mean, it was like sea legs. Let me come to okay. Like that was a cool and then I tried another 30 after that, and it didn't really it didn't matter. Mission accomplished in that first 20 minutes, man. But if people, and if you can be calm and at ease and just tap into that serenity and peace, just get a taste of it, that when you go out in the world, hopefully the point is that you can take it with you, because everybody's going to come into some bullshit, because everything is just nothing but bullshit. Because rules and regulations, they don't really fucking mean anything. Because it always ends up to who you meet at the fucking behind the counter, behind the whatever. And they always get to designate how things are. Or hopefully they're feeling fair today. Because, and so they want to help and not hinder. Because right now we live in a world where more people want to hinder and they don't want to help because they feel fucking hindered. Scared people. Dude, I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, I thought we were supposed to clean house, trust God, and help others. I thought that was pretty much the gist of all this. Not clean house, trust God, and help others. See, because that's the thing. It's because when people have a faith, you don't gotta be scared. We all have an expiration date. That's what people are really afraid of. Oh my God. The end could be nearer than we anticipated because of life's choices that we make individually. And I did it for years. I was a drunk. If I'm not careful, I could still be a drunk. I want to drink right now. Well, actually not right now, but in the last week, I freaking just, because it doesn't take, you just get a little mixer. It ain't nothing. But the thing of it is that's part of my karma. That's part of the karma that I'm trying to heal in my family line, in my lineage. In my lineage is because my grandfather died drunk. They would take in bottles of wine into the old folks home. Ultimately, his heart blew apart. That's what cardiac just blew apart. He also did every form of tobacco. From the time he was 12. He also lived through having polio. Yeah, yeah. He's Leo. I think he was a Leo. I'm pretty sure he's a Leo. He had a lot of fire, a lot of anger, and that's what This is I have this ancestrally past. It's the stuff that we get in our blood, from our relative. Like my dad, I was never around him. He was an absentee father, but I stand like him, and I have so many of his mannerisms. And that's the thing is, I had to try for as long as I could to be the best version of the best daughter as I could, till I just didn't want to try anymore, because I get real tired of one-sided shit. I get real tired of being the one that I like when it's an energy exchange and not just freaking anything, because sometimes people, can communicate with me and I just don't want to, it depends. So the dogs were firing their energy bits today. So yeah, if that's the thing is I want to die, take my last breath without having alcohol in my system, or not having alcohol in my system for as many years as possible. I had 14 years sober? Something like that. 2002 to 13. And none of that stuff is the same anyway, but I carry the memories of all the cool shit that I did during that period in my heart. And I hope everybody else that was like around me during that period did too, because all those times are over. No holding hands and setting up and tearing down and making coffee, and it's all done. Now they have different versions. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. They don't want nobody to do nothing forever. So what does life look like now for the babies that are being born now? We're going to live in domes. I'll be living outside the dome because I don't want none of those no more vaccines. The fucking anthrax, man. I'm a lot more sensitive than I ever was, and I highly attribute that to that fucking anthrax vaccine that they stuck into my arm. And they put so much formaldehyde and other shit. They just, how could, maybe I would consider it if they let me see the MSDN sheet, the material safety data sheet. They don't call it that anymore. No, I think it's just a safety data sheet. But see, when you're in the military, you don't got a choice, because you signed your life away. You signed it away. You made a commitment. Whatever they want to do to you, they will do to you, and you will like it. That's why I could only do it for 6 years, because I couldn't freaking handle the bullshit. Because it was so much bullshit. And it still is. It's still a club. And the thing of it is it's all bells and whistles, and it's just like, these people are just as big as performers as the Hollywood group that's come tumbling down, People just put too much faith in things, and then, the truth is revealed for what it is. I fucking hate, even when I was a girl, young girl, I never liked fucking that stupid movie, Top Gun. Then I was in the Air Force, and I was like, flyboys are D-bags. They really are. They just, when the egos are that big, they're in that imbalance, The word on the street is people are supposed to be becoming more in balance with their masculine and feminine. Not to the point that they want to change sex and genders and stuff like that. That's just that shit's out of control. That's a weird storyline that I don't even. And what's funny? Kind of funny is, like, when I was a little girl, I was a tomboy, and I wanted to be a boy. And I even thought about, like, the extent of, like, if I could have surgery, and would I have surgery if that became, and stuff like that. And as I got older, and started figuring more shit out for me and stopped listening to what other people tried to tell me. At one point, I even considered I was going to have top surgery, breast reduction, just have them taken off because they're just, I have no attachment to them, and I wear like men's shirts and bow ties and stuff like that. It just makes shirts feel better. But I got braces instead because the recovery was fucked. Because, I mean, you had like drain tubes and all that shit, and it was like weeks of recovery, and I only had a couple weeks vacation, so I went and got braces instead. But it wasn't because I wanted to be a man. I played the tape through, but never wanted to be a man. I've always accepted that I fucking hate being a girl. I don't like it. I don't find the gift and the glory and the beauty of the feminine flower blossoming every month, all that fucking horse shit. You know, and it's because I have all this masculine energy. So I overcompensated for years because I had something to prove, see? I had something to prove. That's why I'm 5'2" now instead of 5'3 3/4, because I had something to prove. And I freaking did too much, and I did this, and I did that, and I practiced proper ORM and stuff like that. I still always Mom says, you always were so strong, you always lifted the really heavy stuff. But the thing of it is it takes a toll on you. Everything that we do takes a toll on our body. Everything we do. That's why I gotta be more careful now, because I'm only 46. You know? And people are crazy. People are crazy, the stuff that they think that they're freaking, you know, they're going to live forever in this incarnate. That's not how it works. So, what's going on in the talkie room? Aloha. Hello. Oi. Hello. Rivet, you made it tonight. That's cool. Rivet in his big old truck. I think something's going down on January 6th. I think something's going down in a big way on January 6th. Only found out because of contracting she had for 3 days and no problems. Yeah. See, because the elders, they're smart enough to know too. Mom, she don't want to wear a mask. I mean, she don't like to go out nowhere anyway. We like to go for drives and stuff like that. She likes to get out, but she doesn't like crowds, and she always got sassy with her, so we're not going to go into places and things like that. That's why I was like, live in a nice place that we can just load all the dogs up in the back and then go for drives, right? I've done all the big cities. It's just... I saw Omaha now is beginning their nightmare from their new trash cans. Oh wait, it was like I took my trash to the dump when I lived in Oregon, and it's just always they have really don't get me started on the trash, but I see that Omaha is starting theirs too. I also saw that there were earthquakes off the coast. There was a 5.4, I think, 5.9 off the coast of Oregon. See, that's one of the reasons why it started about a year and a half ago. Last October, I had a dream, and I opened the door when I lived in Oregon, and the water was rising, but it wasn't water from the creek, it was seawater. And I was like, and it was I was like, we gotta go inland. And God got us to New Mexico. So yeah, I think something big is gonna happen on the 6th, just because everybody of all these different circles of life recognize that the 6th is significant in some kind of way. So that's I think we create the world. So the more emphasis we put on something, it's gonna tilt towards that. It's kind of how collective energy works, collective consciousness. So just people just keep picturing the world how you want to see it, not how you think it's gonna go down. Keep picturing like people, community, and barbecues and getting back together. You know, some of the coolest things I witnessed were in freaking the Midwest, like going down to freaking Nebraska City for Arbor Day. parking's hard. I learned a long time ago, I will pay for premium parking. I will. Because of things like that. Where's... Oh, the side road. I'm like, I saw taillights. What window? Is there a car driving by? That's weird. But, so stop by my Snapnacks and check out some of the freaking pictures that I posted. It's really pretty around here. I even thought about taking a drive up because we're freaking like an hour from Colorado. I could cut through Kansas and head up over to Omaha for a visit, take Mom and all the dogs and stuff. You know, I could if I wanted. You know, we're only here for a year. You know, we landed here for a year to regroup, and then it's like I could look for a place around here, but there's this after this we're done. It's either gonna be my final resting place or Mom's. So we ain't moving no more. I don't like it. I don't like it. It is not fun. It is not fun. And just coming off the experience that I just had, you know. So things are going to get good. Things are. I believe things are going to get good. But because I think of it, you know, I'm just really inconvenienced with all this license stuff. But I have all my forms because you have to have, it's been a nightmare. Because you have to have like proof of residency. But I can't get the utility companies to get back to me with my online account. Because I have to get my address on that so I could take it to get a P.O. box so I could get a mailing address so I can get this stuff. But they said I could do it all online. And I keep calling it, but it's the holidays and nobody fucking does it. And it's the holidays during Rona and nobody fucking does anything. Oh my God. So I read on, okay, what documents will they take? So, okay, I got a rental agreement and I got my car insurance. Okay. And then you have to have 3 proofs of identification. And so I'm like, okay, so I got a passport, I got my birth certificate, I got my 214 and my social security card. I got, okay. And then I can't make an appointment. But I ended up making an appointment. It's not till the 26th of freaking January, but what are you going to do? You know? And that's their human computer faces. Shit. That's the thing is they can't. They tell everybody to go online. Do it online. Just go to our website. Look at all the services that we do online. But what the people that are saying this, you try doing what the people who you're talking to all day, try doing what they try to do when you go home from your computer. Not when you're on the local intranet and everything works the way it should. You try it. You try to go home and make an appointment on the website that all day long you tell people to go to. Try and do the stuff. And what you will find is, oh shit, it doesn't work. Because they just keep rolling. There's so many, technology is just convoluted and you can't get a hold of anybody because if you try to call, they will just tell you to go online and they like it like that because then they don't ever have to fucking do anything. Meanwhile, all these people need to get shit done because all these stupid fucking made up reindeer games and policies and procedures that some fucking asshole made up, and then it's like, we try to do what you want, but we can't. So what do you want us to do? Try harder. That's what I heard every fucking Virgo in the world say. Ball and chain. Soul distortion. I'll just say the unbalanced Virgo. The balanced Virgo would probably just keep his mouth closed. But people are coming into their balance and they're showing, you know, where they're coming into their balance and they are showing the world where they are terribly, terribly out of balance. I've done it. I don't even get embarrassed anymore. You just, yep, there's that Scorpio moon. Moving on. You know? But I've learned how to curtail it quite a bit. It comes with being mature. Just because you can say something, you don't have to. But a lot of immature people just bleh, bleh. Just throw shit out because they can. Hurt feelings. Making people feel bad just because they can. Doesn't do no good. I've been that hurt person that has hurt people. I'm not trying to be that person no more, and I'm trying to teach other people that there's more freaking healthy, productive ways to behave. And that if people choose these other outlets, these positive outlets, these alternative outlets, than the outlets that they've been choosing, they could likely feel a lot better about themselves. And then guess what happens when slowly people start feeling better about themselves? The world starts getting a little bit better around them. It's kind of magical. It's pretty cool. Just being a decent person, man, and helping your neighbor and helping people. There's so many different ways that people can help people. And if you lack ideas, I got all kinds of ideas. It's winter. It's winter. One of the freaking, especially in the Midwest or places where there's extreme temperatures, battery. It's a battery killer. Winter's a battery killer. Batteries are only made to last like freaking 3, 4. Usually people, I don't know. Do people even keep cars anymore? I don't know. But a few years. And the greater the temperature difference, the shorter lifespan your battery has, because it just has to struggle more. You know, batteries are like freaking $180, $200, $150. There are no more $60, $80 batteries no more. They don't exist. So you have people freaking that's their only way to get to their job or whatever, and freaking dead batteries. And so people want to do something nice for somebody, go to a parts store. I don't know why any one of them wouldn't do it. I went to it, O'Reilly's, and they would. The manager allowed it. I'm sure if he wanted to, no, that's weird, whatever. And I said, listen, I want to buy a battery for the next single mom that comes in that door, or veteran that says, I need a battery. Do you give veteran discount? And give them the battery that I bought for them. And tell them, enjoy whatever. Because that could be the difference from like a single mom feeding her kids for the rest of the month, see? Because these entities have to be so greedy, and everybody needs car batteries, so why they set them to cost so much is just really fucking greedy, and so you want to help. There's all kinds of ways to actually do something that is going to help somebody that is so much better than paying for the pig behind you's coffee, and you don't need the coffee, and everybody's drinking coffee. I just see Dutch Brothers in my head, and what a fucking resource suck that is. Anyway, did I talk about the freaking earthquake in Oregon? Yeah, I did. That was a fucking trip. Yeah, my brother, I guess, was going hiking. He was hiking with his buddy, and his buddy's wife or girlfriend, the one he's with all the time, called and said, I feel like shit. And then she had it. I don't know the circumstance. And then, so they had a nice quiet Christmas at home, because, I mean, it should be I don't know how you feel. How do you feel? How do people feel? I feel great. And when I start to feel wore down, I try and get some extra rest. I maybe try and go to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe eat more vitamins, take more vitamins. Try and be more deliberate in my diet. Because honestly, my diet is actually pretty crappy. I don't eat a lot. I did eat junk food because I'm like, that's my programming, man. I love food. So around the holidays, I am like conditioned, because I was always lived in freaking Corp USA, and I was in the Air Force, and it was all these, around the holidays, people always had meat trays and parties and those meatballs and dips, and so it's like, around the winter solstice, I just want my freaking pepperoni and salami and cheese and stuff like that. That's my programming, So gives me heartburn, so I can't do it a lot. But I don't do it a lot. Eat a couple pieces of pepperoni, and I've had this thing for 5 days, Christmas Eve. Mom and I had a Christmas party, you know. We've been watching Harry Potter. She's sleeping in her chair. I've been running my mouth for quite a while. I just wanted to get on and pay attention to the synchronicities, like I was talking about earlier when it was like bad luck was on the ambulance across the street and it was all under the freaking full moon. Synchronicity, and if you don't know what a synchronicity is or anything like that, Carl Jung does like a 9-minute talk about synchronicities here on the tubes. So just put a synchronicity Carl Jung, and it's I don't know where people are, you know. I've been living and following my heart and synchronicity since I was a little girl. Stanley just came out. There he goes. He's going. I put my laptop up on his cat tree. You see, that's his cat tree. And so I set, and he came out there to scratch it. He came out here to use it. Where'd you go, cat? He's such a cool cat. I'm so sad the sadists frickin' ruined cats for Jesse. For Jesse's a boater. Oh, he's in the window. He's looking at I should probably give the cats. There's stray cats or trailer park. We don't really. There's neighborhood rural cats that live around here, and the lady, she likes to feed them sometimes because it keeps the mice away. I haven't seen a mouse. I think Stanley might have seen one. I don't know. Who knows? But haven't heard too much of a ruckus in the night. But there's critters. I gotta feed them. So I've been feeding them every other day because I gotta get them. I don't want to give them the same food I give Stanley. That stuff is freaking expensive, and I ain't trying to feed stray cats. I'll feed the stray cats, but they're gonna get some freaking grocery store shit. No, I'll do better than that. But they don't have a freaking pets like a they don't have like a Petco or a PetSmart. The closest one is in Santa Fe. You want to talk about supply chain? Oh yeah, supply chain. Everybody's gonna get their taste. Yeah, Mom and I were talking about that earlier. I'm like, isn't that funny, the whole water situation? And we're Native American. It's like our water fight. It's like my astrology and how it comes up. Now we have plenty of, it's on a well and there's plenty of water, but there's air in the lines. So, like, showers are risky and a crapshoot. Sometimes because I like hot showers too, but it's just too temperamental, and sometimes the hot that comes out is because I've been burned boiling water. I burned myself with boiling water. So I don't I don't like blisters and shit like that. Nope. And the older you get, the more sensitive you get. And I don't even have the weight on me that I used to. Nope. I'm losing muscle mass. It's weird when you get older and your body starts changing. Gotta tweeze. Like the old man get old man. That's they get hair in their ears and stuff. I get a whisker. I get a whisker that comes in about every full moonish. When my periods start, my winter. And then I got Mom has a couple. I get them like her, and then I always know when to look. Sometimes I won't it'll pass me by, but she'll feel for them. And so sometimes she's like picked on her, and that's how I used to know. I'm like, how does she get these? What are these sores? And I figured it out that she gets it. She doesn't like it, and she's like picking at them. So when she starts, I try and look at it enough. It's every couple weeks. I'm like, how you doing, Ma? Do I need to tweeze something off there for you? No, I'm good. Or I'll look, and I had these glasses with that I got at Walgreens that had lights on them and that magnified, that were cool for when I did stuff like that, or I'd paint her nails or clean the dog's ears. I can't remember where I put them when we left Oregon. So I don't even think that everything that I left with Oregon with made it to me here. But I'm never going back to Arizona. That place in Arizona, I'll never go back there again. So whatever if things got left there, they're left there, because that's a chapter of karmic whatever that I don't even ever want to look at again. I'll just be like, thank goodness I didn't freaking lose my shit. Thank goodness that God was always with me in the present moment, to the point that I could just get through that very difficult situation. Right, and look how happy everybody is now. I don't want to show people. Mom's over there sleeping, but zonked out. But we got Tucker's right here, and we got Benny, and then Luna is on the other side of the pillow right here, leaning up on the pillow, and then Artie's Artie Pants is down here. I have dog pillows piled up over here, and toys and blankets, and he's over here, and it's just like, this is what I just want things to be comfortable. See, and when it was Artie I got first, because Arthur Boo Radley died. Arthur Boo, Scott knows Arthur Boo. And it was a year to the day that Artie came to live with me. And he was one of the 9 puppies named after Glee characters, and he was named after a little kid in the wheelchair, which was cool because he was the runt and like is wound tight and nervous and stuff like that. Kind of like me, I was kind of a runt too. And so he was so nervous because on August 23rd, his person was arrested, and his mom, Artie's mom, was taken out of the home and put into rescue. And so that put her body in a great deal of stress, which was very taxing on Artie. And I'm sure the lifestyle that the guy, if the police raided his house, he probably wasn't, I don't know, he could have been bad or good to the dog. But anyway, Artie took the brunt of it because he was the runt of it. And then he came, and then when he came to live with me, I had Hobo, my brother's dog. My brother's in Iraq, and I had his dog Hobo for a year, and so Artie was used to having another dog to play with. So come time for Hobo to go back to California, I decided to get a second dog, and that's when I saw Sprite, which is now Tucker. And Tucker came from Missouri, a puppy mill that the USDA closed. So if somebody got motivated enough to get off their ass to close out and raid a puppy mill, it's got to be bad. So, and the guy that ran it slammed his tail in the gate, so he has a pigtail. And he's still the most biggest love. He's the nurturer. He's the one that loves on all the other dogs and doesn't want anybody to be stressed and worried and all that stuff. He's the caregiver. And then Luna was about 40 minutes, less than an hour from being put down. She came from South Carolina. She had a long, rough, hard life. She has a tattoo on her stomach when they spayed her. I know she was a puppy. They made her bred her. They bred her. I know they bred her. It's fucking creepy breeders. There's no such thing as a reputable breeder. There's plenty of dogs that just need to be rescued. F the fucking breeding at this point. We're past that. They're breeding people. It's just crazy, weird, mad science, and just fucking knock it off already. It's disgusting. And that I will not be swayed on. So and then Benny came, he was abandoned at a farmhouse in Trainer, Iowa. So all 4 of my babies came from all 4 states. See, and Benny and Luna was extra spicy because of the full. She always gets spicy around the full moon. She's like, let's go play in the snow. I'll probably let her out here in a minute to do that, actually. In the full, I don't know if the moon went behind the clouds earlier. Maybe it'll come out. But got another like 4 inches last night. So 2 I adopted intentionally, and 2 were foster failure. They're my lifelong commitment. When I knew when I decided to keep them that I'd take them to keep them to take their last breath, and I just love them while I had them because they, started off with kind of a rough lot in life, and that if I could provide consistency and love, and not see, and that's the thing is they help me stay down here because my freaking my energy is up here, and it's important that I keep it down here because it's not it's I can't be up here and down here. I can't mind the high. I can't do the highs and lows. My energy field cannot do it. I got to stay balanced. The highs can't get too high because there's always the dip, and people don't consider the dip. Kitty, kitty, want to go and see? See, because I was like Artie when his mom was stressed. See, my mom was stressed. My mom was so stressed when I was born that at 10 months, they were doing those tests where they put the long needles in her stomach to test the fluid in my lungs to see if they were developed enough at 10 months. And I came out, and then, so because she was so stressed out. I was only 6 pounds, 4 ounces. Because that's what, it was, Helen Reddy did a talk, I think, on, Dolores Cannon's page, and I heard about it. She was the one that was where I heard about Addison's disease, where the mother is so stressed out when the baby is in vitro, and the baby is just like, the mother literally feeds on the fetus, stress wise. Like when I'm not hungry, I don't want to eat. Well, she didn't want to eat either, but she was still getting her nutrients from me. And that is taxing on your electrical field. And then I came out and I was all wound up. So I was always like trying to find energy that matched mine. And I would do it by doing things like freaking inadvertently touching like electric fences and like large acreages in Northern California. Man. Almost dry. I've had a lot of near-death experiences and stuff. Because I was always born knowing that I was a spirit, and this was just a human experience, and I would pass on and to have more experiences as a different incarnate. And it's weird to me that people don't recognize life as anything else but just tapping in to a storyline that we're checking out for a while. And the thing of it is people we identify with, the way I look at it is like Aaron, you know, and there's an incarnation that I was Ahmad, and then Ahmad recognized, and you know, and maybe it's next incarnation that I'm Aaron, you know, or you know, we are all people that we come across with in life. Some of us are just a broader, wider spectrum and tap into more because we're open-minded. Dude, I've had some really cool experiences in my life, you know. A lot of experience. I don't think they're going to have underground parties in San Francisco anymore where men with freaking angel wings and leather freaking are hanging are dancing from the rafters in the Mission. I just don't think they're going to do things like that much anymore. I mean, it was straight up like, and then later I saw, I think it was Blaze or something. It was a party like that, you know. I know bad shit happens in those places too. The thing of it is I don't know, good shit happens in those places too. I just always like to watch and experience life, and because I like to experience life and have life experiences, you know, I've just always gone and done these things, and I've seen some pretty wild shit. So if people start getting out more, you know, go look up in the sky. You're going to start stealing some pretty wild shit too. Because more people are starting to believe in this. Because more people are looking up. And more people are starting to expand their mind, because that's how collective consciousnesses work. Because I've been expanding my mind since the 90s. It's been trickling out. So, Stanley's going to go up on his ladder, I think. Anyway, I think I've been running my mouth long enough. I don't like going too long. Ain't nothing I say is never that important, but I do like hanging out with the people. I do like a doodly do that, so that's all I got for now. I hope you're safe and warm and cozy wherever you are. I know California's warm, but still, there's a lot of places getting like freaking Omaha. I think is getting like 6 inches right now this evening, and then we got like 4, maybe 5, and then like a couple. So, but it's my poor man's P90X because I go out and scoop. I don't really shovel anymore. I just kind of push it. Oh, I do a path for me that's wide enough for me, and but the dogs they like it too because a couple of them, like it's belly linked to Luna, and almost Benny, but Benny loves it, dude. They love it. They want to just be out in it and play in it, but the yard isn't fenced, so. And I don't feel like running after. And there's dogs everywhere.